everyone. Welcome to class. Thank you for joining me again. I hope you're having a great week. Let's arrive on our mats with our bodies and our breath, with a big breath in through the nose, filling all the way up. Let it out to the mouth, maybe with a sigh. A few more times if that's calling to you. Little Amrita, Kriya, receiving and giving. So we'll create the first mudra, our fingers placed together. I believe it's called universal in the womb. And we'll inhale up, and it turns into the lotus. Press together down from the pinky to the wrist, press together from the thumb down to the wrist. The open space, receiving goodness. Receiving, receiving, receiving all the way up. And once you reach the top, sharing it out. Exhale back down. We'll try a few times. Inhaling up. Exhaling and giving. Inhale, receive. Exhale, give. Last time. Hands come to the knees and notice. We'll start doing a little warm-up movements. So let's begin with a little cat-cow. With your cat-cow, you can always, usually I'm just instructing to hold on to your knees and rounding. But if you'd like, you can add in really sliding your hands forward and sliding them towards you, moving with it. Opening up on an inhale, closing, exhale. Or you can keep the hands stable. Maybe a few shoulder rolls in each direction if that's available in your body. Try to do a little hula hoop. Bringing the feet together for cobblers, press the feet together further away or closer to you to adjust the stretch for your body. Finding length from the tailbone to the crown of the head. You can flap the legs or work on sinking them towards the mat. Let's bring our hands to clasp, interlacing the fingers, and just placing the chin on there at a nice level, on a nice level plane. Elbows straight out, resting the chin. Think long length, grounding in through the tailbone, reaching for the sky with the crown, resting with the chin. Long neck. On an exhale, bring elbows together. Bringing the hands down, and let's bring the left hand up, and then bending the elbow so the hand can reach down the back body, and with your right hand grab onto that elbow and see if you want to try to push down with elbow, slide gently, or maybe you're opening up the side body a little bit, feeling into a stretch that feels good. Maybe partway through, you let your top hand rotate around and reach up your body for those fingers. If you can't reach the fingers, then you can always hold on to your shirt. If you've reached your hand up, letting it come down the back body and then rotating around before reaching the hands up in the air and then letting the right elbow bend and reaching the right hand down the body, creating a stretch for yourself. Maybe eventually inviting the left hand to come around and up and reach for the fingers on the right hand. Finding length. Maybe you want to add in a little bend here, a little forward fold on exhale. Trying to keep length in the body. If you have the hands clasped, let go of the fingers. Let your hands slide down your back and reach the bottom of the back body before letting it come around. Rolling out the shoulders to find some release. Let's bring our thumbs to the temples. No pressure in the thumbs, pressure in the fingers, starting from the top of the nose up into your hairline. No pressure in those thumbs. And begin massaging the forehead towards your thumbs with your fingers. And eventually begin massaging from the crown of the head, pulling apart, all the way down the base of your neck. Once you've reached the base of the neck, maybe all the way to your shoulders, come back up to the top and do a little of moving the head around. If you have a headache or you've been thinking a lot and the skin is tight, you can actually move it around and loosen it up. Massage your head. Feels really good and it might help. It should be palatable, it should move. And begin that pulling apart motion again, all the way down your neck. Until your hands are reaching down your back body and your elbows are pointing up. You can switch to a regular cross-legged if you like. On an exhale, bring the elbows down. So holding onto the shoulders. Letting it hang and release. And bringing one of your hands' palms up to your forehead and the other to the base of the head. And just closing your eyes and feeling the calm here. This is bringing the calm, blood, all the goodness back up into your head with those electromagnetic hands. You can do that, bring your hands down. You can do that anytime that you need a reset because you've been anxious or frightened or something's happened that's got your body upset, got you upset. You can flick away and bring those hands to your head. It just resets the body and helps it get back to normal. Let's do a little side to side flow. You can decide how you want your legs crossed. Maybe you're staying in the cobblers or crossed. You might even want to be sitting on your heels on the feet. We're going to do a little side to side, so bringing the forearm down. If that's not going to work in your body, you can go ahead and keep your hand planted. Otherwise, bringing the forearm down, trying to keep some openness in the body that's down. So I'm going to my left side and try to keep the left side from completely curling shut, trying to keep some length in that, but I'm also trying to keep my tailbone down and open up my right body. So keeping that tailbone reaching for the ground because you want to keep them both touching. And then reaching my right hand up over my head. I can then open it up, let the shoulder come back and the chest come up towards the sky. Maybe looking towards your armpit area. And then see if you want to flow it. So just kind of swooshing the arms out in front of you and flowing to the other side so that your opposite forearm can come down. Or you can reach across, push that tailbone down, look up towards your armpit, feel the stretch. And then flowing to the other side. I think I'm going to go to hands just for my tailbone's sake. And this gives me more, I can open up my chest more this way. Keep both side bodies long. Different for everybody. Decide what feels good for you. And flowing around through center. To the other side. I'm returning back to center, maybe taking some hula hoop motion with your waist. And let's come on to sitting on our heels so that we are somewhat kneeling in Vajrasana, sitting on these heels. And we're going to do a little twist. So raising up the hands on an inhale. Exhale, let the shoulders relax down. Inhale. Exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand to the back of the touching your toes. Twist a little further on exhales, find length on inhales. Come back into center, raise the hands up to the sky. Let the shoulders relax down. Inhale. Exhale, twisting to the right. Let the left hand come to the right knee. Right hand behind, left hand behind you. Find length. Exhale, go a little deeper. Inhale, find some more length. Coming back around into center, taking a few wiggles, and we're going to come into what I call a flowing camel. So it's more just a warming up motion for the camel. You're welcome to go into camel and hold it if you like. Otherwise, your toes can be curled up for a little extra reach, or they can be planted flat on the ground. A lot of times it's a really good idea to keep your hips stacked over your knees unless you're absolutely sure you have the core strength to go back and come back up without that swimming motion. So you're not trying to pull yourself up. You just have the core strength to gently pull yourself up. This way you know you're being safe on your lower back. We're just going to go from side to side as far as you like. Maybe you're just going to come down a little ways to the first foot. Maybe you're coming all the way to the back foot and creating a little back bend and side open. Just falling from side to side in a little flowing camel action. Opening up for the day. Not super warmed up for camel, but if you're feeling like you're warmed up and ready, you could curl the toes again for that extra length, or you're just trying to keep the shoulders rotated back, reaching for the heels. A little more rotation there would have been good. My neck can come back as long as I feel it's supported. My hips are reaching and my chest is reaching up. Let me use my core to come back. A lot of times it's nice to go into a child's pose. Now, very, very slowly, use it as a counter pose. Maybe reaching the hands up in front of us. Relaxing down. And let's come into our tabletop and begin the wagging the tail. Wagging the tail, sending that good energy up. Awakening the hips and the spine. And look at our toes. Little C bend. And cat-cow, so pushing into the mat. Curling the spine, reaching the chin for the chest. Arch that back, tuck the tailbone. Pushing the mat. Inhale, open up the chest through the arms. Tailbones up, belly buttons down, chin up. Exhale, back down. Arch the back. Cat. Inhale, cow. Flow a few times at your own pace. Maybe you like to go super slow. Let's go ahead and do an extension. So let's plant strong through the right hand and the left foot. Stack the joints. Make sure your shoulders over the wrists, ankle and hip. And bring the left hand to the sky and the right foot to the sky. You can do one or the other if that's better for you. Feel the crossover of energy crossing over in your body. Try to flatten out your table again. Knee to elbow. Extend. Bring it down. Other side. Plant through the left hand. Check your stacking. Plant through the right foot, and the right hand and the left leg up. Flatten out the table and feel the crossover energy. Knee to elbow and re-extend. Bringing it all back down. We're going to set up for a little gate flow. So let's bring our left hand outside of our left knee, stacking your shoulder and your wrist. And reach the right hand up for the sky. Let the right leg go out long. You can point your toe or away or lengthways with the mat. Trying to stack those shoulders open and really reaching for that sky. Looking at your fingertips. And then look at the armpit and let the arm come over your head. Creating a nice bend. Coming back to stack shoulders with hand reaching towards the sky. Really plant through the hand and see if you want to lift your foot. A strong, active foot helps with your balance and knee protection. Let the foot come back down. And then using the core, come all the way up, T-arms. Let the right hand run down the right leg. Left hand reaches for the sky. Look at those fingers. That creates the stretch in the side body. Let it come over a little bit, over your head, in a slight bend. And then reaching back up to the sky. And then let's grab on, holding onto our hips. Establish some length and stacking in your body. Checking your alignment. And then using the core, you can invite in a slight fold. With length from the crown to the tailbone. And coring back up, maybe 3 times. If it's rough on your knee, you can always fold up a pad or fold your mat underneath. Coming all the way up. And let the hands come down so you're kind of in your table just to switch knees, switch legs. Letting the left leg extend. And the right hand planted outside the right knee. Reaching up towards the sky with the left hand and stacking. And then letting it come over your head and creating that rainbow arch. Looking into the armpit creates a stretch. And then coming back with straight arms. Really rooting in with the hand and foot that are planted, and see if you want to lift the extended leg and balance. Slowly let it come down and core your way up with T-arms. And all the way so the left hand extends down the left leg. Right hand reaching for the sky. Looking at those fingertips to open up the side body and feel the stretch. Invite in a slight bend over your leg for bringing it back down to central. And let's come down onto our heels again. You can bring up your toes to start stretching them. Or you can even come all the way to your bum. And let's do a little EFT tapping, so bringing an intention to mind. I am happy, I am positive, I am grace, I am healthy. I am enough. Finding something that's calling to you today to say to yourself. And we'll begin tapping on the outsides of the hands in the cardi chop area. Inside of the wrists, central nervous system, repeating that positive intention. Inside of your eyebrows, working the way out, tapping, massaging, or air tapping outside of the eye. Repeat the intention. Underneath your eye. Underneath the lip and the little divot between the nose and mouth. Underneath the mouth and the direct line of the nose tap. And then let's come to Tarzan in the middle on your chest before ending with the top of the head. look away and notice. Let's come onto our bums for a Kriya. This Kriya is very cleansing. It's a good detox. If you have autoimmune problems or you're breastfeeding, breast cancer, you're going to want to just not come all the way down. If otherwise, we're activating these lymph nodes to release toxins, so really giving it a good tap is good for you. And so we're going to raise our arms up, the shoulders relax down, kind of a little mitten mudra going on, and a nice V in my body, a nice length. And I'm going to inhale right and receive. Exhale left and give. So joining in, inhaling right, exhale left. Making the sound. Two more. Raise, keep the hands up, take a deep inhale, lock the Mandelbaum to the Kegel muscle, and keep that inhale in. Exhale, release, let it all go, and come down to the hands on knees and notice. We're going to come back over into our tabletops whenever you're ready. And from here, we're just going to curl under our toes and activate our core to get into the down dog, elbows pointing towards the hips, strong planted hands. Let the head fall between the arms, heels are reaching for the mat. Maybe we're pedaling it out still early in the day. Maybe you're like me and your heels don't usually come down. Sometimes that happens. So we should have a nice strong down dog. If you'd like to invite in a twist here, really plant strong in that right hand and know that it's got you. And then lift the left hand, feel what that feels like before exhaling and twisting and reaching for your right foot. And opening up to the side. See if you can stack again. Bringing it back. Really plant through that left hand. Lifting the right and then exhaling and reaching for the left foot. Bringing it back and let's walk our feet towards our hands. So we're coming into our forward fold, but plant the left hand in front of the left knee and bend the left knee very deep. Let the right leg be straight and reach the right hand to the sky, opening up the chest. Looking towards the sky. And then switching, maybe on an exhale, bend deep into the right knee, plant the right hand, straighten the left leg, reach the left hand to the sky and open up the chest in a twist. Maybe realign. Let the hand come down and curl your way up to standing however you would like. Maybe give it a little shake, reset. And let's go ahead and run a Vinyasa Sun Sal variation. Let's do the back of the mat, stacking our Tadasana about hip width apart or toes together, hips apart, stack your joints. Let the shoulders relax down. Nice strong pose, rooting into the ground with those feet, reaching for the ceiling with the crown of the head. Inhale, find length. Exhale, root into the ground. Maybe just using the nose breath, maybe inviting in Ujjayi, that constriction in the back of the throat, but still breathing through the nose. Like you're drinking a straw, or you're drinking through a straw, or you're Darth Vader, or fogging up the glass. Just a constriction in the back of the throat, with a sound, still breathing through your nose. Beautiful breath for yoga. On your next inhale, reaching the hands to the sky. Let the shoulders relax down on an exhale. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, lead with the chest. Let the head hang loose. Tuck the chin to feel that release. High blood pressure or cataract, come into halfway lift whenever you're feeling dizzy or eye pressure. And inhale, halfway lift. Extend the tailbone back and the crown forward. Nice flat back. Walking our hands back into that forward fold. Walking our hands into the down dog. Establishing a down dog with our hands about our ears. Tailbone reaching for the sky. Let the shoulders come away from the ears. Head relaxes. Ground into those hands. Let the left foot come up to the sky. Three-legged dog. And then either help it or let it find its way between the hands. You can stay up in your high lunge or coming down into a low lunge, planting the back leg on the mat. And from here, let's plant the left hand inside that foot and raise the right hand to the sky and open up to the chest. If you like, walk that left hand out a little and see what it's like to reach your right hand and shoulder under the leg. Or inside the leg, coming into a lizard pose. And then step that leg back into your down dog, pushing the high knee to the sky. Push forward on your toes, coming into your plank, stacking the shoulders over the wrist, tight core. Drop the nose, knees if you need to. Coming down, knee, shin, chest, just link down on that or child's if you would like. Otherwise, knees come down. I'm bending through my elbows, they're tight to the body. My chin and chest are on the mat. And then a down dog. And then coming all the way down to the mat. Hands underneath my shoulders, hip width apart with my legs. Inhale up, elbows tight, cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, tuck those toes. Push your way back into that down dog. Right leg comes up to the sky, three-legged dog. Let it find its way between your hands or help it there. Remembering you can put the back leg down for low lunge if that's better for you. Planting the left hand by the foot and raising the right hand up to the sky, opening the chest. If you like, you can feel what it feels like to bring your arm underneath. Or planting it inside and coming into that lizard pose. Finding length. And then eventually stepping that foot back into your down dog. And walking your way into a forward fold. Letting it hang. Maybe your chest is on your knees. Maybe you're grabbing elbows. Or trying to come straight-legged with a nice flat back. Inhaling, rolling your way up to standing. Back into that mountain pose, Tadasana. Let's come to the walls, pushing our back to the walls, heels as close to the wall as comfortable for you. Finding length. And bringing the arms out into cactus arms. Inhale, reach them up. Bring them in tight to the head. Exhale them, come down, cactus arms. All the way to the body. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Hands come down. This might be a little hard to show on the camera from this angle, but now come facing the wall and clasp your hands behind your head. Let the elbows walk till your elbows reach the wall. And then just start letting the elbows slide up the wall. Protect the neck. Be careful of your neck. And then arch the back if you need to. And see if you can reach the chin. There's really not a lot happening here, but it's good for this lump that happens in the back of our neck when we're looking down a lot. Exhale and let the elbows slide down the wall. Finding that stretch, let the crown come to the wall. Inhale, curl, let the elbows come back up the wall. Playing with that a few times through. Inhale, let the elbows come down, up the wall. Exhale, let them come down the wall, being very careful and aware of what feels good in your neck. But it's really good for this lump that we get in the back of our necks from looking down all the time. And I found going from putting my chin on the wall to putting my crown on the wall to be the best way to make this stretch work for me. It's a little bit of an awkward stretch that I really had to play with for a while to find what felt good. So you might want to play with it. Eventually letting that go and releasing any way that feels good, maybe some shakes or gentle shoulder rolls. We're gonna do an L stand at the wall. Feel confident in yourself about this. This is a great handstand prep, and you've got this. If you have shoulder problems or something, being very careful. If you do feel like your shoulders or wrists, it's going to be too much, I encourage you to be brave, but also be aware of your body. If you're feeling like it's too much, once I've explained what it is, you can always come into a down dog type thing on the wall with your hands shoulder width apart and reach your feet about hip width apart. Let your head sink down. This is an awesome stretch. You could do push-ups at the wall. There's a lot of different ways to play at that wall. If you're not feeling comfortable trying what I'm going to suggest, but I suggest being brave while aware of what your body wants to do today. Begin by putting your back up against the wall and finding length. If you can somehow either remember or mark where your heels are landing. I'm going to scoot this mat a little closer because that'll mark it for me. So it's kind of like staff pose up against the wall. Nice and strong, feet strong, back long, crown reaching for the sky. Now we're going to remember where those heels are, and we're going to put our hands where our heels are. So standing up, placing the hands where the heels were with nice, strong, flat hand, pressing into the L's of the hands. And we want the elbows to be pointing towards our hips, and our ears are going to come between our hands. This is a tight down dog. I'm going to start walking up the wall into my L stand. So my feet are on the wall, I can push away. I'm trying to create a nice L in my body. So my head is hanging down, and I've got my feet pressed against the wall. I'm trying to create that nice flat L. Hopefully I've accomplished that for you here. This is great for working into your handstands. It's a good release of the neck. Let it go. Holding as long as you like, walking your way down, and maybe bending the knees when you get here and slowly curling into a child's pose to release. Curling back up. Let's do some cactus breath real quick. So stacking up your Tadasana, hip width apart, relax the shoulders down, and then bring your arms up into T-arms, bending the elbows into cactus arms. And we're going to exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Make it as big or little as you like, inviting in as much of the spine as you like. One last time. Coming back, maybe giving yourself a nice gentle shake. Now we're going to come into our goddess pose, so our toes out, heels in, and coming down so the knees are over the ankles, kind of a wide stance. Let the tailbone and pelvis drop down in a straight line. Establish that length through the crown, through the feet, find balance. The shoulders relax down, jaw relax. Reach for the sky and receive. Maybe bring your hands to heart center, find gratitude. And reach up and shine that star. And coming back down into your goddess pose, rubbing the hands together very vigorously. And if you have it in your practice, or if you'd like to pull up on the Kegel muscle, block the Mudala Bandha, inhale, and rub those hands vigorously as you hold the breath. Watch that balance, don't get dizzy. Nice hot hands. Bring them to your face. Exhale. Feel that relaxation and warmth from your hands. Let go of everything on the exhale. And then inhale. Bring the hands together, lock Mudala Bandha, hold the breath. Rub those hands vigorously. Let it all go. Let your hands go down. Should be warming up nice and hot now. Let's try again. Drop down into that goddess pose. Inhale, rub the hands and lock the Mudala Bandha, pulling up. And rub the hands together. Exhale, let it all go. Straighten out the legs. Heel toe the feet together. Back into your Tadasana. Find some alignment and establish that Tadasana. Elbows tight to the body. Noticing. We're going to come into some balance. So through into that left foot, planting the toes down one at a time. Maybe pushing into it and feeling that it's planted and stable, rooting it into the earth. You're finding length in the body, length in the spine. You can keep a slight bend in the knee if you like. Flexing the standing buttocks sometimes helps. And we're going to lift up the right leg and bend and fold it over so it's starting to come onto the knee. And then squatting down into our figure four. Stay here and hold. Or see if you can wrap the arm around. So bringing the left arm around your knee and reach the right hand around your back. See if you can clasp those hands. Coming up straight. Let the knee come into alignment in front of you and come up straight. Let go of the hand clasp. And if you're crazy wanting to do a little prayer to paradise, then you slip the left hand under the leg and see if you can straighten up the leg in your body. I can't do that right now. Slowly bringing your foot back down to the ground. Shake it out, let it go. Maybe stopping behind the knees here. Usually feels good after our balance or any stress we put on the legs. And we'll do the other side. So rooting and grounding strong through that right foot. Really feeling that it's planted into the ground, establishing some length, maybe flexing the buttocks. Let the left leg come up. You can always find a drishti, a still point in front of you that you focus on. This helps your balance. Left leg comes up with a bent knee, letting it fold over towards the right leg, beginning to bring your hands at heart center. Begin to sink down into the squat. Standing figure four, and then inviting in that wrap if you like. So letting the right hand come around the knee, left hand behind your back. See if your fingers can come together, and then coming up and finding alignment. Finding alignment in your Tadasana theoretically. Here we go. Establishing that balance. finding the still point. I might have to let go of my hands. Find the length and establish. And then letting it come down, doing any wiggles, pedal it out, slap the back of the legs, maybe the back of the knees or the buttocks, release any tension in the muscles. Give yourself a good shake, send that healing wave through the body. Let's come into a wide-legged. So we're gonna come into a wide-legged forward fold. So our legs are wide, maybe the heels are in, toes out. Let's hold on to our hips, and so that we can just begin to hinge forward from the hips, letting the chest come forward. And let's just come into level. So we have neck, and let the arms come out now into T-arms. Let your crown reach for the front of the room, tub on the back of the room. Inhale, bring it back up, hands to waist. On your exhale, poof out the chest so that you lead with it. Hinge at your hips. Keeping that length coming halfway down, let the arms come out into T-arms. And hold. This time, exhale, forward fold. Let your neck hang, tuck it in if you need to feel the release. Find some length. Begin bending the knees. Maybe you need to heel toe in a little bit, but bending the knees, sinking the tailbone so that you can come into your Malasana Yogi squat. Keeping length in your body from your head to your tailbone. Elbows pushing into the knees, hands pushing together. Nice, strong, flat feet. If you can, otherwise wrapping something under your heels if you're planning on staying here for long, which we probably won't be too long. And eventually sinking your way down to your bum. And hugging your knees. Let the shoulders relax down. Swaying back and forth. Find some release. Find length in the neck. You're walking the feet away from the body. Let the hands come out. Shoulders relax down, creating length. And then we're just going to create a little funky thing. I don't even know what to call it, but a boat funky thing. So letting the left leg come slightly higher than the right leg, tilting back into your boat. You can keep one leg toe down for balance, or slowly letting it lift up. And then do the same thing with your hands, elbows to your knees, putting them in opposite directions. And when you're ready, sinking down. Hugging into the knees, rolling back and forth, relax your shoulders down. Let's try the other side. So this time the right foot's gonna come higher than the left, tilting back into my boat and creating some sort of mudra or arm motion so that they're sticking out as well. And more funkiness. Go ahead and create a boat here. Maybe your arms are up at your ears, maybe your legs are extended, maybe bent. Hands can be down or at your heart center. Letting it come back down, hug the knees, and release. And let's just come all the way over onto our bellies. And we're gonna bring our hands wider than our shoulders with tent fingers, pressing into the mat. But trying to keep them level out in line from my shoulders, but out further. Elbows need to try to be tucked towards the body. Legs can be hip width apart with feet planted into the mat. I'm gonna use my core and try not to use my hands on this. And I'm just gonna do a side to side cobra. So I'm inhaling up and looking off to the side, exhale. And then inhale, exhale down. Inhale up to the other side, exhale, inhale. Come back to center, exhale down. Maybe stay with that pattern, maybe speed it up a little, moving into the pattern where you're inhaling up to the side. Exhaling down. Inhaling up to the other side. Exhaling down. 2 more times. Eventually coming all the way down so that your head can rest on the back of your hands or the palms of your hands. Polarity is different. So feel what feels good for you today. Maybe rocking the hips back and forth as if someone has their hand on the lower back, releasing any tensions from your back that need released. Relaxing and sinking in. Let's do some locust. So first, letting the hands come underneath your hip bones here, pressing into the mat. And we're going to inhale up the front body. Oh, zip those legs together. Exhale up the back body. And then let it all back down to the mat. This time, place the hands, and you can always choose any of these alterations instead. This hand placing the hands straight down the body, let the shoulders relax, down the back, away from your ears. Pressing the hands into the thighs. Inhale up the front body. Exhale up the back body with the legs zipped. Let it all come down. And if you like this time, clasping the hands and then pulling the shoulders away, down the back, opening up the chest body. Inhale everything up with zipped legs. Exhale it down. This time reaching in front of you. Superman. Arms at your ears. Inhale up the front body. Exhale up the back body. And let it all down. Find that relaxation point. Maybe rocking the hips. Maybe doing a little windshield wiper, letting the feet go side to side with bent knees. And then let's place the left forearm under our shoulder. Fingers spread wide. So let's go ahead and come into our Sphinx first. So both elbows under shoulders, hands parallel to each other, fingers spread wide, legs hip width apart, pressing into the mat, opening up our chest. And then see if you want to lean over onto your left side a little bit so you can raise up your right hand and reach for that right foot into a side bow, sort of, a half bow. Trying to keep alignment here. I'm clasping just underneath my ankle on the outside of my foot. A flexed foot. You could kick away and try to pull up. It's not happening for me. You can go ahead and add the other side. Or just switching sides. Deciding which way is going to work best for you. And where your arm placement is best. Maybe it comes in front of you. And let it all come down to the mat. Rock it out. Maybe do those windshield wipers. And let's come into a half frog. So my right leg's going to come out 90-degree angles from my hip to my knee. 90-degree angle from my knee to my ankle. And a flat, strong foot. Then I'm just going to relax down into the mat. Letting my head rest on my hands. This is a big hip opener, so a lot of emotions can be released here. If that's okay, let them go. Let it go. Let the hip open. Inhale. Exhale, ground and find release. Relaxing into the earth. The spleen meridian, who is good for digestion and integration, so information taking in, is being pressed into the earth right now. It's another bonus of this pose. Bring the leg back down to meet the other one. And invite the left leg up into half frog so that you establish that as a 90-degree angle, strong foot. Exhale and relax into it. Inhale, see if you can establish some length or alignment in the body. Exhale, sink into the earth. bringing that leg down to meet the other. Taking a little bit of rocking motion and pushing yourself into child's pose. And from here, whenever you're ready, let's find our way onto our back body. Knees together, feet apart on the outsides of the mat, and relax into that for a moment. Then let's bring the feet straight out in front of us with bent knees, playing it into the mat. And as close to our high knees as we can with the heels. But main thing is not to let the knees flare out, keeping them tucked in. And plant the hands on the side of the body on the mat next to you. Keeping lengthen the neck. Don't look side to side whenever you're in this position. Imagining there's an egg underneath the neck back here and tucked into your neck here, although tucking the chin does protect your neck. So keeping a nice open tuck of the neck. And then lifting the knees up and bring the left toe down and tap the mat. Right toe down and tap the mat. Left toe down and plant. And inhale and lift your hips up to the sky and point your leg that's up. Using the core, tight core. Exhale, sink it all down. Right toe taps the mat. Left toe taps the mat. Left toe plants. Inhale and, right toe taps, plants, and point that leg. Inhale, reach the hips up. Using your core. Exhale, sink it down. Plant both feet. On your inhale, raise the hips and the arms. Don't look side to side. Look at me and then do it if you need to. Inhaling, using your core, lift the hips, root into those feet, and lift the arms. And see if the knees are flaring out, tuck them back in. Exhale, let it come down. A few more times. Then hug those knees into your chest and let the back find some release. Rolling around. Grabbing your feet, outside edges of the feet, and try to stack the knees over the ankles, seeing if your knees want to come towards the armpits. Nice long spine. Square up your shoulders and your hips. You could be pressing your shoulders and your tailbone into the mat and trying to get those knees down into your shoulders. Or we can be rolling around like a baby, finding a little release in that lower back. Let's find collars in the air, so let your feet come together, knees apart. Let the shoulders relax. And letting the feet slowly come down, still in collars. The knees sink down on your exhale. Hands can be resting on your belly, elbows out, or maybe bringing them up above and up above you. Relaxing in. Staying here as long as you like, or taking a few wiggles. Eventually flying our way into our meditation Shavasana pose. So maybe you want to come up into seated position when you're finished, or maybe you're going to come into lying. If you have lower back problems, sometimes rolling something under the knees can help when you're lying on your back. Maybe you like to have something under your head, keeping bent knees or with them hip width apart or knees together, feet apart. Hands can be on heart center and tummy or at your side palm up. Feet kind of flap apart if your legs are long. Sometimes it's nice to grab onto the head and find some length in the neck. Wiggle the shoulders into a flat space. Maybe lifting the hips up and stretching the legs long. And if you're coming up into your seated, settling in, remember settling into what position calls for you. If you're going to be in your seated position, maybe find a nice, comfortable, cross-legged, letting the shoulders relax down, keeping that length in your spine. Your hands can rest together in your lap or on your knees. Finding that comfortable position that's calling to you now, settling in for your Shavasana. Taking a breath in through the nose, letting out through the mouth. Releasing any tensions, relaxing the body. Feeling yourself sink into the earth on your exhales. And reaching up for the sky on your inhales. Taking in love and nutrients on those inhales. Letting go of what's not serving you on the exhale. Noticing your breath. Noticing what's inside you in the stillness. Feeling safe, nowhere to be, nothing to do. Perfectly safe on your mat. Relaxing in, finding comfort. Letting go of everything you can. Let the mind rest. Let the body find relaxation and comfort. Troubles, worries, thoughts, washing away into the earth, finding grounding. On your inhale, thinking to yourself, so, and the exhale, hum. Inhaling, so, exhale, hum. So, hum. I am. So, maybe adding I am enough. So, so, keeping that breath control going, or letting go of even that, relaxing for a moment of stillness. Begin noticing your breath moving in and out of your body, the sounds within your body, the sounds within the room. Taking some wiggles of fingers or toes. If you're lying, finding your way onto your side. Thinking, I am enough. I am loved. I'm strong, confident, and ready for my day. Coming up slowly, maybe letting the head come up last so that the blood can return. Just to awaken ourselves back into our day, we're going to do an energy medicine yoga wake up. So we start with tapping on the meridian points, acupressure points that you would be using. Kidney 27, just underneath your collarbone, 2 little divots. It might feel tender. This means you're in the right spot. You can massage, air tap, or tap pretty good. This is all the end points go through here. It's body wake up point. In through the nose, out through the mouth is a good idea for energy medicine. Moving to the thymus gland in the center of the chest, doing your little Tarzan thumb, gorilla tap. This is building T cells, immune system. Coming over to the side body and the spleen, about halfway up the rib cage. She's integrating and digestion. Maybe flicking away before coming to the stomach meridian, underneath the eyes on the eye socket. This is for grounding. Let's do a little crossover. Our body moves in crossover patterns. So reminding the body to cross over is really healthy for it. Maybe tapping opposite knees or shoulders. Weaving in front of ourselves. Bringing an intention to mind, folding the hands in front of your body, creating that little diamond. We're going to talk to the governing and central meridians. Inhaling up our intention, flip the hands and exhale and push it out into the aura and the world. So bringing that intention to mind, healthy, wealthy, and wise, whatever it is. Inhaling up, flipping the hands and exhaling it out. 2 more times. Middle finger to the third eye and the belly button, pushing slightly in and up. 3 breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth, sealing the practice. Hands come down and notice. Hands heart center in lotus. So pinkies and thumbs pressed together, leaving that space in there. Building all the goodness that we've built here today, the health and the uplifting vibration, all the love for our bodies and ourselves, building it up in our hands. And sharing it out to each other in our communities, the world, the universe. Sharing out that health, positive, happy vibration to the world. And build it up super big and then hug it into yourself, crossing over your hands and hug yourself in. Send yourself some love. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. Love and light. Namaste.